What's up, everybody? Welcome to VGU.TV Hangout. I'm your host, Joshua Mobley. With me this week, the James Pungel bro in the flesh.
Hello.
We got Nathan Johnson.
What's
This is actually
Nathan
Nate Gamer,
Johnson.
but Google Plus thinks his name is fake, just like I thought his name was fake, so he couldn't have an account.
They've been trying to verify it for weeks.
Did you send him your license?
I sent him my social security card and a sample of my DNA.
Did you really?
Oh. A
Still
sample of
nothing.
DNA? Did you really buy that?
I didn't have to buy it. I own all my DNA already.
No, that's not what I meant. I was saying that to Josh. Did you really think that he sent them a sample of his DNA?
No, I mean, I was joking, but then he said, no, I don't have to buy it. Oh my god. Oh, that
We're not
shit's
recording all
hilarious.
this, are we?
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Oh,
Anyway.
Great. Well, then we've got important PlayStation stuff.
Yeah,
to
the PlayStation
introduce
4 got
somebody.
unveiled today, but they didn't
We forgot to
actually...
introduce somebody.
Huh?
We forgot to introduce Zach.
Oh yeah, Zach Davis.
Hello.
Anyway, the PlayStation 4 got announced today. So, well,
We did.
why do you think we're here? They didn't actually show it though.
Yeah, they showed everything but.
They pretty much. Like, here's the controller. Here's the Kinect move eye toy thing, but no console.
It's really cool looking, at least.
What?
The eye toy thing, it just looks cool.
It looks like a box
Yeah,
with
it's
two
like a-
cameras on it.
Bars. Yeah, with two cameras on it.
So the Kinect is
Can't
like
wait to put that on
for
my
one
TV.
camera. That thing's like small at least.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm
And do you-
positive.
I can tell that the controller they showed looked a little different than the
Thank
prototype. It looked a little better. The prototype was a little clunky. This one looked a little smooth. It was very round, you know. Oh man, and then they showed like the whole UI. They showed everything, but then they didn't show the actual system. That was a little weird.
Disappointing.
I know. A little bit. But let's go through what happened. I just realized if I the users just saw my web browser really quickly right there. I'm recording the Google Hangout, so I can't look at my web browser. So somebody else is gonna have to pull up the agenda.
I don't have the.
Don't worry, I have the whole thing recorded in my memory.
There you go.
The first thing they did was call it PlayStation 4. So
Thank
they're not
God.
going to call it any of those other stupid names that they could have gone with.
Like Orbis.
A sigh of relief.
Yeah.
Collect.
Yeah, Orbis, that would have been a bad move. So, we're all happy with PS4, I think. Even with the Japanese death curse that comes along with the number 4.
I think they killed any curse they had today. Like, that press conference was just like... It was amazing. It was like E3, but longer and not E3. If that makes any sense.
So, no, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's like E3, but except it's not.
It was long. I thought it was only gonna be like an hour. It was like 2 hours.
Yeah, it was about twice as long as I thought it would be.
Well, look how small this thing is.
What are you talking about?
That's what she said.
Aha!
Oh, seriously, like it's nothing like the Kinect in terms of looks.
But
I don't know, that kinda looks
it also
similar.
is more low tech than the Kinect. It's kind of just looking for the controller, right?
I'm not sure if it'll like the. Yeah, it'll look
For
it'll
all.
only look for controllers. But
And they
if you
still
have one-
acted like you're gonna be able to look at people while they're on the couch.
Yeah.
I don't want that. they can watch me play games all they want, but I don't want them looking at me while I'm on the couch.
I'm not wearing clothes, you know. Yeah.
Every PS4 is gonna come with a makeup kit.
Yep.
I need one of those.
All right. Also, they didn't talk about price. Just kind of a big thing. They did say though, coming holiday 2013. Anyone want to take a gander at months? Because I think it's probably gonna be November.
November is my guess too.
I will triple that.
Triple that.
Triple it?
It's like the PS1, but tripled. So it's +3, or 4.
So it's the
Quadruple?
No, wait, that doesn't work.
It works.
It doesn't at all.
We also saw a lot of games.
We saw
Yeah,
way
so
more than I thought we would.
We don't know if they're gonna be launch titles. Like, I really doubt that Drive Club thing's gonna be a launch title, unless they do a lot more work on it. They didn't show much of it in terms of games.
Drive Club.
Well,
I
if it
mean,
comes out in
that
November,
game-
they do it quite a bit of time though.
You know what's funny about this whole thing is that Drive Club was the downer. And Drive Club was still pretty interesting, but it was the
Ridge
lowest
Racer.
part.
This one BS. All PlayStations launched with Ridge Racer, didn't they?
Ridge Racer.
Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it won't. It's they're not showing it.
I mean, if it's gonna launch with Drive Club, why would they have it launch with Ridge Racer as well?
Or they
I don't know.
won't launch it with
Tradition.
Ridge Racer.
Drive Club sucks, maybe. I don't know.
It's a
doesn't
team
look
racing game, though.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
It sounds
I
weird.
actually thought the graphics sounded look pretty good. What I did see, I was doing, I was still doing that Killzone news, so I was kind of half watching it when they went through the Drive Club stuff.
Killzone was amazing. Alright. Killzone freaking blew me away. Like, it was so beautiful when they like opened up and you just saw the city and all the stuff flying by. It was crazy. See, now with this, you get to see how animated I am.
Well, it's like welcome to PC gaming 2 years ago for consoles. Sucks to say.
Is it really?
Oh,
was it
snap.
really that good 2 years ago?
Yeah, I mean, the highest end, yes.
Nice if you
computer
would pay a ton of money and do a ton of work.
Yeah, if you had enough money, the technology was there to see games like that. Like, when Skyrim came out, like, the mods now make it look even better, but stock, it looked great on the computer. And you didn't get to experience that on home consoles, so a lot more people are going to be able to experience a lot
I know.
higher end
I
graphics now.
started playing Skyrim again because the DLC started coming out.
Is
And
it still broken?
kind of. But as soon as I jumped in, it was giving me slight lag issues. And I'm like, God, this game runs like shit.
That sucks.
Hopefully that they fix that with the 8 cores.
Oh my gosh. 8-core processor on a home
Zach.
console.
Zach. Well, actually, hang on. We're not done talking about Killzone. Let's talk about Killzone a little bit more. Okay, so it's not Killzone 4. It's...
Right.
What's it called again?
Yeah, Shadowfall? I wanna
Shadow
say.
Light? Shadow something.
Hang on.
Shadowfall.
Shadowfall, okay, I was right. Yeah,
So-
Shadowfall.
I guess it's a prequel? By the way they make it sound.
Shadowfall.
It sound like the title makes it sound like.
Well, because it's talking about Vecta still, and Vecta was the planet from the first one. So, my theory is that it's going to be a prequel. Like, maybe just before the first one, like, right when Vecta's getting invaded. Because I'm pretty sure 1 starts off and the invasion's already, like, been taking place. So, it's going to be, like, because it looked all peaceful and nice, and they're all just like, yeah, what's going on, Commander? And then everything started blowing up. Yeah, that's what I think. But,
Okay.
So like Gears of War Judgment kind of, right? Like a prequel.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
at the beginning of the invasion.
yeah.
It looks
I didn't
good.
play any Killzone game, so I don't know.
The coolest part was where you jump off the roof and grab onto that rope.
I know.
You know, you grab on the rope and then you're shooting guys on the rope and
That
it's
was pretty-
swinging around everywhere. Oh,
It's pretty raw.
my God. I want to do that so
I want to
much.
do it. You'll get to do it this holiday season.
This is the rawest thing.
Did,
pretty-
yeah, did they announce that Killzone was going to be a launch title, or did they just announce it was coming?
No. Well, they didn't say anything was gonna be a launch title.
Yeah.
Not yet.
No, they said one. I could have swore
They said the
I heard
infamous
that-
one would be a launch window. I think that's the only thing.
Well,
they-
actually, I think God, what's that guy's name? Jonathan Blow, the guy who did Braid. I think his game is a launch title because it's an exclusive. I can't remember what it's called now. Oh, The Witness. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
The Witness. They actually look really pretty. It wasn't like groundbreaking pretty, but it was like that whole soft texture cartoony thing. I actually said in the live blog, I'm like, this looks like TF2, but with nature.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
Braid. I mean, Braid looked really good too. And that
Yeah,
was just-
Braid was great. Freaking love that game. The first time when you get all the puzzle pieces and then you like figure out that you have to move like the platform in the painting you actually can step on, you have to move it. I was like,
Yeah, mind.
it's like
equals
my
one.
mind is fucking blown. Like it was crazy. What else did they show off? So we saw Killzone and then they showed off the share button thing.
You
Which
skipped
was
over-
funny because I totally called that. Like right when the little button showed up and they posted them, like they just shared that shit. It's probably on Facebook. And then later on they're like, oh yeah, we forgot to mention that we pushed the share button after that Killzone thing, so it's on the Twitter and Facebook now. It's like I
Yeah.
called it. They fucking did.
that was pretty cool. But did they expand on? I'm trying to remember. My computer crashed in the middle of the conference, so I missed a little bit of it. But did they announce like that when they were doing that Killzone thing? Did they have to like press record before they started, and then press the share button, or
No.
was
No, it
PlayStation just
offers
recording?
gameplay.
It just
It,
records the
it
gameplay
records-
automatically?
It records like 10 minutes or something constantly. So if you just
What
it
else?
records like 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something. That's what the rumor said. It records it constantly, and then when you push the share button, you can like cut stuff out. So you can say, let's cut these like this minute out, and then share the other 9 minutes, and put it on Twitter and Facebook and stuff.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. You know what? It's gonna be great for like video reviews. Swear to God.
Oh,
just
that's-
send myself videos. If I can send myself videos like via email or something, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be great.
A long
Goodbye,
time-
Hoppoke Box.
Goodbye,
Also-
El Gato, the cat.
The cat. They showed off the streaming thing, which I thought was a little interesting. I saw that. You saw. They showed off.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
What from
They-
like the Gakai technology?
The Gaikai stream. You know what's funny is I saw a Ustream logo in there. That's why I was like, oh man, it's using Ustream. It's not using
They-
Twitch. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, the Sony was officially using Ustream for the thing too. Like
It's a little odd. Like, who the hell uses Ustream?
no one. That's probably why Ustream was like fucking Sony
Sony.
push our shit.
Yeah. That's
Sony's
why-
gonna
you know
buy
what's
them.
funny is that about the same time they announced that, I was watching on Twitch, about the exact same time I announced that, the Twitch feed just lost all audio, and everyone's like, Sony's fucking with Twitch, and they're messing with their stream. F you stream.
The Twitch people just had a heart attack. Oh my god. That's funny.
Honestly though,
I mean,
why
there's no
would you
reason
not
that Twitch
do it?
might not be integrated eventually.
It's freaking integrated into Call of Duty.
But that's Call of Duty. It's like
So,
the
like,
most successful
real.
game ever.
so why would you not want to like associate yourself with the most successful thing?
Well, yeah, I'm not saying that. But they didn't say that you were going to be saying like, "Oh, I'm streaming now," and it's on Ustream. It was just like there, like they're using their technology. But they didn't really clarify in that. They didn't even say
No.
Ustream. I just saw the logo.
Right. A lot of people saw the logo. A
Yeah.
lot of people are talking about it.
Yeah. But what's cool is like you can watch people, like you can watch their feed and chat with them. I like that. Like that when you're
Yeah.
streaming, you can have like a little chat window there,
Now
and
see,
people can
that
talk to you.
is
Like
like
that's gonna be
so.
great for us, you know.
So then you need this guy or something like that so that you can monitor your chat.
Yeah. Well, they also talked about that too. I don't think they kind of mentioned it a little at the press conference, but there was a article on IGN talking about how there's going to be a PlayStation app that's going to be iOS and Android, and it's going to run on all these devices, and it's going to let you like, it's basically going to be like smart glass, you know,
Yep.
for the PlayStation, but it's also going to be able to let you play your games on the go, do like a bunch of other things, and let you buy and stream stuff like from wherever, and like I think that's cool. Like the whole idea that they're trying to integrate like everything, you know,
Mhm.
into one device. Yeah, I also like the idea of being able to like on the go. I'm on my phone or something, and I'm like, oh yeah, that DLC came out, and I can like go on my phone and buy it and have it downloaded, and when I get home, it's already there.
That's what I do on Steam. I can't start the download, but you can buy things like the Black Friday Steam sale. I was out shopping, but I was with my girlfriend, so she's looking at stuff. I'm buying things on Steam. Go get my money, even though I'm not home.
She's
So,
looking at clothes. You're like, hey man, Terraria's like $250. All right, like
I already have it.
I already have it. Buy it again.
Gift it to everyone.
Gift it to everyone. Okay. That other game they showed, like the first game they showed, Clank. What was it called?
Knack.
Knack. It had a K in it. That looked interesting. At first, I was like, okay, you know, this looks like something I would play personally, but it doesn't look like something a lot of the people probably watching would play. But then they started showing all the cutscenes and stuff, and I'm like, this is like different.
It's different, yeah. It definitely looked a lot like Sly Cooper. Like, kind of jolly graphic design.
Yeah.
But
I thought the placement of it in the conference was a bit wonky, though, because, I mean, you just announced that the PlayStation 4, the next-gen console, is out, and then the first thing you show is something that isn't pushing the graphical limits, you know? Like, you would think they would have opened up with an Infamous or a Killzone right off the bat, and then put that somewhere else in the middle of the conference, kind of like the Witness.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, it's still pretty,
Well,
though.
I think maybe they're just trying to like PlayStation 1 had, Crash and Spyro, and then PS2 had like Jack and Sly. So, like, I guess they're just trying to make this a staple that's gonna stick throughout the life of it.
Yeah.
So they're gonna have like 4 Knack games.
Yeah, we'll see.
They'll have Knack carded. Where is uncarded, by the way? Where is uncarded? I want to
Totally
drive a
knackered.
Sully.
I would buy Uncarded, absolutely.
Definitely. I would. I don't care. I'm Uncharted. It's an Uncharted game. I'll buy it. It like ties into the lore. It's fucking canon. Like
You bought the card game, didn't you?
not yet, actually. I should get that. Need to
Oh,
get
Is
what
that.
was
it
that thing
canon
that you
like
did buy?
Aliens or canon like real canon?
Excuse me.
Aliens Colonial Marines is supposed to be canon and doesn't fit in the story anywhere. You have no idea what's going on yet.
I thought it was after 3.
Apparently it's between 2 and 3, supposedly. They're
I don't
all
know, the game-
conflicting
the game-
stories.
The game sucks anyway, so.
Yeah, it's between sucks and sucks harder, so.
Closer sucks harder.
Although I've heard like the modding community is trying to edit it, like make it better.
Did you hear that from me?
No, I read it. Well, I heard part of it from you, but I read an article, I think on it was either IGN or it was VG 24/7, but they were talking about how like modders are going through the code and editing it, making the AI better and
I
stuff.
read that. I think it was IGN.
Yeah, probably. I go there all the time.
Yeah.
What else did they show? Oh, they talked about Gaikai.
That
was pretty
media
cool.
molecule sculpting
Yeah,
game.
that wasn't really a game.
Like the tech demo.
Yeah, it was a tech demo.
They
They were
showed
just
off.
like, look what we can do with the PlayStation Move. We hated you before, but now we like you.
They also showed off Infamous, and they showed off Watch Dogs. Those are two more games we haven't talked about yet.
Yeah. Infamous. You know, I like wanted Infamous 3 like really bad, and but I was always like, I don't know how they're gonna do that. You know, I kind of wanted like an Infamous game on the Vita, like maybe between 1 and 2, but
Well,
I'm
you don't
happy.
get to play this on the Vita.
Huh?
Remote play. You'll be able to play.
Well, yeah, now you can do it.
So it doesn't need to be. So now, basically, what I got from that, and I just want to make sure I got it right. But remote play means any game that's on the PlayStation 4, you can transfer over to the Vita, regardless of if there's a Vita version of the game. Is that true?
The way I see it, or the way I think it works, is you're streaming through Gaikai.
Yep.
So you have to be connected to like Wi-Fi, and then you play your, PS4 games via Wi-Fi,
Okay.
basically.
You don't have to be on the same Wi-Fi. You can, theoretically, if your PlayStation's on at home and connected through an Ethernet cord, it doesn't have to be on, actually, when you start it, because with all this technology, like Wake on LAN and things like that, you'll be able to get on your Vita and be like, let's access my PS4 games, and it'll turn on your PS4 at home, and then you'll choose your games and stream them off of your PS4 using the Vita as a controller and seeing what the PS4 is doing.
Yeah. So all the processing would be done by the PS4, obviously,
Yep.
because the Vita doesn't have 8 gig RAM.
The Vita probably has as much processing power as PS3, though.
I think it does, actually,
That's
which is
terrible.
funny. What else can we talk about? More Gaikai stuff. They were talking about how the backwards compatibility thing is going to be like a weird issue because a lot of people thought that when they said you're going to be able to stream your PS1, PS2, and PS3 games via like Gaikai, they didn't say anything about discs. So now everyone thinks, oh, now I'm not going to be able to play my PS3 discs on my PS4. I'm going to have to like stream it, buy it.
I
or
read
whatever.
something that says you're
You
not
stream it from your PS3 to your PS4.
to your Vita.
Remote play.
So all you have to do is plug in your PS3, put the game into the PS3, and then connect that thing to something, and then you could play the game on your PS4.
And your Vita.
And
Yeah, don't forget that.
And your Vita.
You can trail it.
It's something that seems like a waste of time.
It's just video games.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a little bit of a waste of
I could just plug the damn thing into my TV if I still have it. But plug in my PS3 and it'll just work.
You know what's great about this though? Like I've been a PlayStation Plus member for like a year now, so I've accumulated a lot of games. I won't have to re-download those games if I ever want to just play them again. So like Little Big Planet won't be taking up all that space on my hard drive. I just be like, man, I really want to play Little Big Planet 2, and I just, press play, and then there it is. Like it just streams. Same thing with like Infamous, like 1. I don't want to re-download an 8 gigabyte game that I've already platinumed, and I want to play it again. Just stream it. Who cares? The thing that I'm more concerned about though is, with the streaming thing, where are the saves going? Because if you are,
Cloud.
yeah, well, if you're not a PlayStation Plus member, you don't get PlayStation Cloud. That's the thing. Are they being saved locally?
Maybe. Or maybe you're not even streaming if you're not a PlayStation Plus member.
That's true. Well, that's what I think.
They didn't say
That's-
anything about PS Plus.
They didn't. We're probably gonna talk about it at E3. The thing is though, like, I'm having trouble finding my words.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Take your time.
It's okay, take your time. They were talking about streaming demos, like for free, and trying games for free, just streaming them.
Mhm.
But why would they restrict that? But restrict you like streaming the game itself. So it's a little weird.
Bandwidth? Just bandwidth, probably. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't imagine streaming a game is like a small endeavor, right?
No.
You're gonna be pumping out a lot of tube juice. That's what they call on the internet.
Tube juice.
But that'll be really cool, like just to be able to click a button and then you're playing the game. I will buy so much more stuff just because of that.
I love how everyone in our digital office was all of a sudden they're like, I'm mentally buying one, and like I'm a believer in the PlayStation now. And I'm like, this is what I've been talking about the whole time. Like the Messiah has come. But
I mean, I'll just get one for that Media Molecule like sculpting simulator. I don't know what else to
it's
call
not
it.
even a game.
It looks great though. It looks great. I want that. I'm sorry. I like
You're not a
sculpting
dev.
and
You need to get a developer license on.
Yeah, really.
give me one. I mean, I'm ready.
You know, in the midst of all of the good stuff, I do want to say one thing that I thought was relatively stupid, and that was the give your friends direct access to the game so that they can beat
Yeah.
it for you. I'm like,
Yo, what was that?
really? It's like,
That-
okay, hey Joe, I'm having a hard time with this level. Can you just play it for me? Because I
Can
don't
you
wanna
just
keep
do it
trying.
for me?
Just assuming direct control.
Did you get that domain yet? Platinumsforyou.com or something
Yeah,
like that?
I'm starting a business. I swear to God, I'm gonna do it, and I want to see if people actually like bite, because I would quit my job to just platinum games for people.
People buy
I really don't care.
Gamerscore, dude.
Huh?
People buy Gamerscore.
Do they?
Yeah,
It
I've
is-
seen it. You like PayPal someone, and then like you give them the login info for your gamer tag on Xbox, and they'll play some like freaking Disney game or something that's just ton of achievements really fast, get all of them. Then that's what you paid for. Then you just change your password and you're good to go.
That is one of the saddest things I have ever heard in my life.
I've never done it.
I mean,
I haven't.
oh,
Wait,
I,
it's
God.
terrible.
No, I can't imagine why you would pay for that. But like, I mean, the idea that I remember I was telling my brother this, and I'm like, I was saying, like, why do they even allocate any time into figuring out how to do this? Because like, it's not like, oh wow, it's gonna like mess up the system because it's gonna take so much processing power away. That's
They're
not my
like-
argument. My
They're
argument is,
like,
what was the point of having anybody work on that for any period of time?
They're
It's
like,
just such a stupid. It's literally the equivalent of running into the next room and giving and saying, hey, like saying to your brother, like, hey, I can't beat this level. You have to do it for me. It's like, it's just dumb.
Well, I think that's exactly what they were going for, though. But it is dumb. You're not wrong there. But-
We're going for the. You could still beat the game even if you can't beat the game.
but then again, you don't have to use it, right?
Well, I mean, okay,
You don't have to
Nintendo.
use it. I just thought it was stupid, and I was like, I don't even understand why they put any effort into it or why they announced it, because it's just like just such a dumb feature.
You know what's funny is that Nintendo did this fucking feature on the Wii with Zelda. Does anyone remember that? They did that like thing where, oh, you're having trouble with the game, you just push the button and it does it for you, and then you're just like, oh, I want to play again. They
Well,
did
it's like
that,
the-
and
oh,
everybody
Yeah,
was
no,
like, why?
there are a few games that have like that super guide feature, but I mean,
Mario
guess this would
has it
be-
on the Wii U.
yeah, and this would be a cheap way to implement that into all games, just by like having other players fill that role, I guess.
Yeah, but that makes it more difficult because then you have to find somebody who is good at the game to do it for you,
Oh,
as
like-
opposed to letting the game do it for you. If we're really talking about just cheating our way through games, then
Well,
then it's easier to just do something like Nintendo does, where just the game plays it for you. Because if I don't have a friend who plays the game and who's good at it, then I'm screwed.
Well, I mean, they said they're going to be. They didn't really clearly explain this, but they said they're going to be selecting people to be like game directors or something. They're going to give people director status. Do you remember that?
Yeah, you're gonna be like, there's gonna be like a game guide, basically.
Is this going to be like that old Nintendo, like the Nintendo Power? Like, you call them up and you ask them for help, like, a 900 number.
I don't know what to do with the Castlevania too. I don't know. Actually, now that you mention that, it kind of reminds me of the tutor system on Steam, like where you can be a tutor for like TF2 or Dota, and you get like stuff for helping people learn how to play the game. Like if Sony can do something like that, I'm sure I would totally teach people how to play like PlayStation All Stars, or like how to be really good at Uncharted 3 multiplayer or something.
Like, it's gonna add funds to your PS wallet or give you avatar stuff, something like that.
Or even like an emblem, like this guy helps the community, like he's a cool guy to be a friend with.
Or free games. How about that?
Free games.
You get the game for free, so that way you can play it and become. Zach, you're such a child.
That's what you
17
need.
years old. That's what you get.
20.
He's not stoned. What were some other games they showed off?
We didn't talk about Watch Dogs.
There was
Watch Dogs.
Well, we already
Watch
kind of knew about Watch Dogs.
I thought we talked about
There was. Have we talked? We haven't talked about Infamous yet. Just I guess the smoke and fire.
Well, we
thing.
mentioned it. We should go back to Infamous probably.
Okay, it
there's more to
starts
say.
off, and they're in this room with this policeman with a hat, and then they're showing this guy with crazy smoky ember powers running around.
It's fire powers.
Blasting
smoke
people
powers.
away.
Go to the blog.
Whatever.
Go to the
it doesn't
blog.
matter.
That was so funny. Some dude commented on James' video that he did over on VGU.TV. Go take a look. And they were like, it's fire powers. James was like, read the PlayStation blog, you asshole.
I was polite.
Hit smoke powers.
That was the idea. There were smoke powers. Unless if PlayStation blog is wrong, then they're wrong. But I doubt they are.
Who the fuck cares? Either way, no matter what kind of power it is, it's gonna hurt. Who the fuck cares?
Well, yeah, that's true. Especially since one of the things I noticed was that when he was like hitting those guys, because I remember there was a distinct prototype feel to it, especially when he pulled out the whip power.
I got scared.
Basically, it was just a bunch of smoke and stuff curled around a chain. He had a chain on his arm. So I'm like, he's just beating dudes with a chain. I mean, in real life, you don't have to put smoke on my chain. If I just hit someone with the chain, it hurts.
But it would
It's a
hurt
smoke
more if
chain,
it were
though.
on smoky fire.
That's true. I could get
smoky fire powers.
the smoke could get you, and ain't nobody got time for that, right?
It's funny that you mentioned prototype, because midway through that trailer, I was like, fuck, I really hope this isn't prototype, because it kind of looks like it.
I know. It was uncanny how similar it was to prototype.
I think it was just the jacket.
Prototype? Oh, thank God.
I think it was just the jacket. But so this game takes place 7 years, right? After the second one.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's more than one character. There's more than one main character, because before the trailer they showed a bunch of art, and they had like 8 people lined up, and then they selected the one, and that was the guy in the trailer. But
it's funny because in the blog post they did say that the main character was Delson Rowe, and that he was this 24-year-old guy, gets the powers from a bus accident or whatever. So like,
what?
It seems
it's a
like
ray sphere that gives the powers. Buses don't do that.
Well, it said it was during a bus accident. He saved a bunch of people from this bus that was on fire or whatever, and maybe one of those people transferred it to him somehow. I don't know. But they're not electrical powers, so maybe it wasn't a ray sphere.
Well, yeah, no, because in Infamous 2 they explain that the ray sphere just gives people powers. It doesn't have to be, it's in your genes.
Whatever.
You have to have like
I didn't play all of Infamous 2, so that's fine.
You need to,
spoilers.
God damn it, James.
Well, spoilers. I know what happens at the end.
Anyway, you should still beat it. Infamous 2 is.
Around to playing it So I think my brother was like, you know what? I'm just gonna spoil you because I'm sick and tired of waiting for you to play this game because you keep saying you're gonna play it and you're not gonna play it. I'm like, all right, fine. Spoil me.
Infamous 2 is so great though. It's such a good game.
Yeah.
But they explain it's in your genes basically. Like you have to have a specific mutation in your genes to be a conduit. So maybe during this bus accident, somebody like another conduit activates him or something. I mean, we don't know. This shit just got announced.
Yes,
So.
but that's why I think it would be. I mean, it's weird that they would come out with this one specific character if there were going to be more than one. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe he's the primary guy, and those other people were the were like the supporting cast because you had other people in the other games like in Infamous 2 you had at least two characters who were very prominent that weren't playable that were there. You had what's his
The
name?
Ice Girl and the Fire Girl.
Well, yeah, that crazy girl.
You had Quo, who's the ice girl,
Right.
and then you had.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess, and also you had Zeke, so at least three characters were there.
But what would Zeke have done? I mean, I love Zeke.
I'm just saying in terms of characters.
Yeah.
You were saying that there were other characters. I'm saying there are a lot. There's a supporting cast in the Infamous series, so maybe that's who those people were.
But I mean, that level select or those character select things, they all have like this, I don't know, ethereal glow, and they're all different colors. That kind of makes me think that they're different heroes with different powers, especially since the fire guy that they showed was all glowy, just like the rest of them, just with red.
Yeah. You know what I think?
Oh my god.
When I saw the characters, I thought like maybe it might have co-op or something.
Ooh.
Or like, I made the joke. I was like, "Infamous Online," but that wasn't what it was. Thank God. But I think at some point you're gonna be able to play as multiple characters, or they'll release DLC, or mission by mission it'll be different. Kind of like Sly Cooper. Like you don't always play as Sly Cooper. Like you have to switch between the other characters, and they all have different traits and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I think. Anyway,
Well, Josh, all right.
huh?
Can we talk about the next game now?
Yeah.
Let's talk
Okay.
about
One more thing. It was really funny when the guy from Sucker Punch came out because that conference got real quick. It was so funny.
Yeah.
He was just like, "How much are you willing to give for your freedom?" We're like, "Whoa."
Yeah, I know. He had
I was
this
like,
serious intro.
I was
It
like,
was
"Is this
funny
still the
because-
PlayStation conference?"
He had a serious intro that like that like almost made me think that it was going to be Watch Dogs at first, and then all of a sudden he's like, and then like the government is infringing on your rights, and there's all this crap going on, and then but what if there were superpowers? And I was like, oh, whoa, okay, whoa, that curveball, and I had no idea that was coming.
Curveball. Oh man. All right. So Watch Dogs. Voted by many of us, including me, as our number one game last E3.
Mm-hmm.
I think I agree with that.
Yeah, it was like that. It was so surprising. It came out of nowhere. We knew nothing about it. We knew like absolutely nothing. Ubisoft's just like, "Oh, we have a new IP." Like, look at it, and they're changing street lights, and shit's crashing into each other, and there's like identities flopping and flooping around, and it was crazy.
My identity flooped over there.
This one they kind of tried to show off like what happens while you play the game, because the other one was a mission. Like the first demo we ever saw, the only demo we ever saw before today, was just a mission. So it was like pretty scripted. They had a cutscene in there. This was like walking around the open world, and he stumbled upon like an event, sort of. It's what it seemed like. Like it was just a random event. Some dude who was like convicted of something, and because his identity showed up, and it said that like he had a history of violence. He lost custody of his children. He was like meeting up with the wife or whatever, and then he was gonna kill her. So then you kind of step in and then chase him, and they had this whole like Assassin's Creed thing where you run through a restaurant, you're like knocking fruit over and jumping over tables, and then You kind of beat the crap out of him. You run from the cops, and
Oh, the coolest part is as he's running away, you make like a transformer blow up right next to him, and that's what stops him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
yeah,
That was really
great.
cool. 'Cause he's
great.
jumping over the fence and like it goes like slow mo or whatever, and then he kind of like just I don't know how he did it because they don't really show like the character doing anything, but obviously you're controlling it somehow.
I
Like,
imagine
the transformer blows up and that knocks him to the ground, and then you beat the shit out of him.
I imagine there are set things in the world that you can affect, and then you just push like a button. It's not like you go through like a fucking spreadsheet, you know.
Oh, that would be awful. That would be so. Oh god.
5-button combination with
It's
certain
like-
pause times.
They also showed hacking the ATM, which I guess is how you make your money in the game. You just hack
Yeah, so you steal it from people who are just on a, people just walking down the street, and you go like, hack his bank account, steal his money.
Yeah, well, I don't think he did that. I think he just hacked the ATM to like spit out money.
Well, no, but right before he did that, he it said like something about like it was the guy's like bank account, and it's like hacking his bank information uploaded, use it at an ATM. So I think he hacked the guy's bank account, and then used that to take the money out of the ATM.
So this seems like you're going to be very anti-hero-ish.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, it's funny, but like you could make that argument for a lot of RPG heroes because you walk into random people's houses and just steal their shit. And there's no consequence in the game for that.
Final
What do you got in this
Fantasy!
box here?
Oh, I was just looking in this box in your room. I heard there was in KOTOR. I thought it was really funny because they did in both games they did they had a thing where if you go into like a person's one particular place and you open up a box, the person will catch you and they'll go, "What are you doing?" And you go like, "Oh, I'm just looking around," and they're like, "You can't just walk into my place and look around. Get out."
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
But you can do that in Watch Dogs.
Yes,
But
you can.
watch.
The one part that made me go like, "Oh, like that was so cool," is when he's running down the street and you see the cop car like coming at him, and he like makes the stoppers come out of the street, and the cop car's like wham right into it. I was like,
Oh,
yeah, that's so
wow!
cool.
I got like a chill when I saw that. That was so cool.
I was like audible out loud, like, oh. Like, I remember during the
slow mo, so you could see the car going.
yeah, and during the first demo, I remember when Matt and I were watching it, we were just like, because he came to my house, and we were just sitting there watching it, and we're like, yeah, this is pretty cool. This seems pretty awesome. What sold us was when he like changed the street light, and like all the cars started. Hey, both of us went, oh, like immediately. We're like,
I've
I
always
want
wanted
this
to do
game.
that.
It's so cool.
So that looks awesome.
You know what's
For
funny?
sure.
You know, so it's gonna be on PS3 and PS4. You know what's funny is they
And
also
Wii U.
yeah, there was this press release that came out right after the event ended, and it was all about Watch Dogs. And then right, like apparently at the bottom of the press release, they're like, "Oh yeah, it's coming to Wii U also." It's like, what a terrible way to announce like a game, you know? Oh god,
It could be pretty cool on Wii U.
it
That's
made
all I'm saying.
it
There
made
might be
the
some second, like the gamepad functionality. There might be some cool stuff you can do there, like in terms of what stuff to manipulate in the environment. I could definitely see that being a cool feature.
yeah, but I'm pretty sure like
It's
on the
gonna suck.
PS3 and PS4 version, you'll be like, "I'll boot up my Vita," like, ah! Yeah. But
If you have a Vita, like
Boot
I'm
up my
gonna get a
Vita
PlayStation
on my
4. I don't think
iPhone.
I'm gonna get a Vita though. So.
well, with the PlayStation app,
PlayStation
you
app
can
for
realistically
what? I
see
don't
that
have
happen.
any smart devices.
well, I guess you're shit out of luck, man.
Living in 2008 over there.
Yeah,
gonna-
you know what's funny is
Get
like
my Xbox. That's what I'm gonna do.
when after like seeing all the seeing the UI of the console and like all this stuff, I was like, man, this makes it look like the Wii U came out in like 2004. I was like, Jesus Christ, and it makes me really wonder, like, what is Microsoft gonna do? Like, what are they doing?
They're
And-
just gonna take the Xbox and shove all this type of upgraded hardware into it. That's all I
Probably,
got.
yeah, and
They already have I mean, they have some things that they'll fine tune, I'm pretty sure, but they already have a good
What I,
looking interface.
what I loved about this press conference too was that um, they didn't focus on anything else. They were just like, here's the PS4, and then they like hammered it into your head like, gamer, gamer, gamer. This is a gaming machine, you
That's
know.
what they needed to do, and they're
And
like, oh yeah, it does Netflix.
yeah, they were like in a passing thing. They're like, oh yeah, remember all those video features on your PS3? I mean, yeah, PS3. Most like the most people watch Netflix on the PS3 out of any device. They're like, yeah, it does
That's fucking
Netflix and
crazy.
all that, but at the end of the day, it's still a gaming machine.
I've never
you know?
met one other person that uses a PS3 for Netflix.
Me neither. I use my laptop for
I've never
Netflix.
met you, John.
I use
hate-
my PS3
dude.
for Netflix.
Yeah, this guy.
Yeah. You're
I guess
over
I
He's
live
on
here.
the other
Hey,
side.
My
Whoa.
friend is not that easy.
He's right next to me. He's like right here for me.
He's on your other side from my screen.
That looked really
yeah,
funny.
yeah, like you're doing this to the wrong side.
Well, you'll see it on the video. It'll look fine.
Can we talk about the next, or can we talk about Deep Down, that Capcom game?
Oh,
looks
that
really
looked so
cool.
beautiful.
That looks
That looks so
really,
good.
really cool.
nice looking game.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that was real time, then damn.
I think it was. It was because they had like a little like weapon UI thing in the corner, and you could tell like somebody was looking around. Like part of it was real time. It's not the final title though. I think Deep Down's
Well,
a
they
terrible
said
title.
working title, but yeah, whatever. Who cares? Whatever it is, it has like evil wizards summoning a dragon and like bandits with AK-47s running around, letting hyenas out, and man, just I want that game. I want it real bad. It looks really, really good. Whatever it is. And then the woman like summons the dragon with her.
Are you sure you're not thinking about fucking that Final Fantasy
Oh
demo?
wait, yeah, I am. Yeah, I'm getting those like
I was like,
mixed up in my head.
AK-47s. Like, when the fuck did that happen?
Okay, I was, yeah. Oh,
Can we talk? Okay, can we talk about the Square thing, because that like angered the shit out of me actually. Square Enix comes out on stage. You think like, oh yes, Square, they're gonna show something awesome, and they're like, oh, we have this tech demo for you, and you're like, oh great, a tech demo. See some pretty ass graphics, and it's the same demo we saw like 6 months ago at TGS. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Something else is gonna happen.
And then they casually say that there's going to be a new Final Fantasy game at E3 after that
Yeah,
PlayStation.
no, but the worst part is they're like, oh, he's gonna come out on stage and he's gonna talk to you about our next project, and it's a game, and I'm like, oh my god, like it's gotta be Final Fantasy Versus 13. It's just gotta be, like, you know, they've been working on this game for like 7 fucking years. It's finally gonna come out, and then he comes out on stage and he's just like, yeah, you know, there's a game, and you're gonna have to wait till E3, and thank you.
ah.
And that was it. I really wish they'd have shown something. They didn't show anything. I mean, if you really think about it, yeah, they showed. What was that?
None of your concern. Wait, that's. Okay, sorry, that's loud.
It's okay, this video is really funny.
Okay, but Deep Down, we didn't actually talk about that because I got it mixed up in my head. Deep Down was the one with the. It
The
definitely
dragon.
had dragons.
Yes.
It had a dragon, and it had like a knight and an archer fighting against the dragon, and it looked awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And they had like a guy going through a cave with a torch in his hand,
Mm-hmm.
and that part blew me away because just like the way the light was playing off of everything from the torch,
Yeah, and
like how it flickered and everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
The freaking facial animations too, man. They
Yeah, they were
they
phenomenal.
were nuts. They were crazy. Like, it felt like you were looking at real people. And then, yeah, I mean, they didn't really show much. They didn't give you anything really off to go off. They might as well have been a tech demo, but they're like, it's a game. But, I mean, it looks cool. It reminded me of Dragon's Dogma.
Well, the
be
weird
honest.
thing about it was that the very end of it was like a computer screen with an SOS message. So maybe they're
Yeah.
doing some like Assassin's Creed, like weird future past stuff.
Yeah, when the Blanca thing showed up, I'm like, are they gonna show like a Street Fighter 5, or like what is this? And then it just ended. Like, and nobody questioned it. Nobody on Twitter was like, "What was that Blanca thing?" No one cared. I'm like, "What was that?"
I had people questioning the shit out of that.
Are you drunk, Zach?
No?
Okay, whatever you say.
Zach is just himself.
He's just
Yeah,
a stone 17-year-old.
I'm always like this.
Smooth.
What else did they
Keep
talk about?
stone smooth drinking my OJ.
Oh, sure.
Let's see, then Yves Guillemot came on from Ubisoft, and he was talking about Watch Dogs, and... Oh yeah, what about Diablo 3?
Oh my
about
god.
that?
Okay, so everyone knows I'm like a huge Blizzard fanboy. I mean,
You had
First
to
of all,
change your pants.
Diablo 3, I really like the game. I'm probably gonna I'm gonna play it again on PS3. I'm gonna get some trophies. I don't give a damn. I mean,
Well,
I love
didn't
the
they
game. Why not play it again?
Didn't
But
they say it's gonna have 4-player couch multiplayer?
yeah, they said it's gonna have couch
Yeah.
co-op. That's
I'm
fucking
okay
cool.
with that.
That's
Definitely.
fucking cool. Like,
Yeah.
That is awesome.
yeah, I know. Getting all your buddies together and like sitting on a couch drinking beers, killing demons. That sounds awesome, right? What's crazy is they were like, this next developer's never come out for a console person ever, and I'm like, who is that? Like, I started thinking like, is it
I was like,
Valve?
Blizzard,
You know?
Blizzard. And it's
I was like, is it Valve or somebody? But then I thought like, no, because Gabe Newell came out like on Sony's stage before, like for Portal 2, and then
Yeah, that presentation was hilarious, because, yeah, they went through, like, the whole history of Blizzard and talked about it for, like, 5 minutes straight, and then he's like, and we're happy to present that this is the game that's gonna be on the PlayStation 4, and then the 3 little marks come down, and they're like, it's Diablo 3, and he's like, well, that's it, I'm out.
no, he talked about it a little more. But yeah, they were like, they were like, Blizzard Entertainment, and immediately I was like, oh my god, fucking Blizzard, you know, and I didn't know what exactly they were gonna show. Part of me thought like maybe it's Diablo, but even then I was still like fucking really hyped, you know, because one of the biggest PC developers is coming out and backing the PlayStation. Like that's huge. Like even if it's just Diablo, that's huge.
It's also coming to PS3, which
Yes, it is coming to PlayStation
How's
3
it
and
gonna-
PlayStation 4.
how the hell is that gonna run the PS3? Pretty sure the minimum PC specs are below, are above what the PS3 can do.
I don't think so.
Apparently not.
For Diablo
terms of
3? No way.
RAM.
Don't
I
tone
think
it down.
It could run Diablo 3.
But, yeah, I mean, they're not going to make it if it doesn't run it.
Zach,
Yeah,
it-
They run it.
Obvious.
Zach,
Oh,
if the
so
P-
they didn't make Skyrim. Is that what you're
If-
telling me?
dude, okay, if the PS3
Bazing!
if the
Nice.
PS3 can run Uncharted 3, I think it can run Diablo.
Yeah, so then
Alright.
how, I don't know. I don't understand how it can run Uncharted 3, to be honest.
Because Naughty Dog are some fucking talented ass motherfuckers, that's how.
Yep.
Wizards.
They're fucking wizards.
I'm sad they weren't at this conference at all. I was
E3.
really hoping they'd... Yeah, they gotta be there.
They have
Well,
to
they're-
say something for E3 here, because I remember I was talking to my brother about this right after, and I'm like, as much as this conference was really great, they also need something else to keep the hype going throughout the year, especially if Microsoft decides to announce Xbox at E3 as opposed to doing their own event. Then Sony's going to need something to steal some of the thunder away from Microsoft, because if at the point if you just have well, it's going to be out in November, which we all kind of already knew, and then it's going to be priced at $4.99 or whatever, which we kind of already knew, and that's all they have to show us, then there's nothing
They don't
earth-shattering.
even
Then
show the
Microsoft is-
console then.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna be
Microsoft is going to totally
They'd be like,
overshadow them at E3.
they're like,
So,
we're not gonna show the actual box until you open that shit up. Like,
I swear to God, if it looks like a pyramid, I'm not buying.
A purple hexagon.
I don't buy pyramids.
No,
Fuck
alright, so
pyramids.
Sony did release, they have a PDF file on their Japanese site, and it has the names of like the publishers that are confirmed working on PS4 games, and Naughty Dog is not there.
Naughty Dog's not a publisher.
Or it says publishers and developers.
Well,
Who's
maybe
their
they're not
publisher?
making a PS4 game.
Who publishes Naughty Dog games?
Sony does.
Sony. So I guess that this is third-party list. Never mind, I lied.
Naughty Dog is a second-party developer.
Right.
So Sucker Punch is not on that list because that would confirm it.
Well,
If Sucker Punch isn't on that list.
Well, Sucker Punch is also owned by Sony.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Is as long as that's not on that list, then yeah.
No, they're not. Yeah, it says third party. I kind of understand.
Yes.
Oh, it even says Sony online in the third party, which is weird.
That was a little weird. But the thing is, though, if they wanted to keep Uncharted 4 or like a Naughty Dog game secret, why would they put their name on that list?
True.
So
I mean, they have all the main ones. Gearbox, yay.
seems like Gearbox is pretty hit or miss lately.
Every other game.
Yeah, it's like Borderlands 2, fucking fantastic. Aliens, not very good.
Next one's gonna be good.
Double Fine is confirmed, which is interesting. They've made some interesting games. So.
Didn't they have wasn't Tim Schafer one of the people they were talking to in that video?
Pretty sure Tim of Legend was on there.
I think so.
Yeah, he was in there.
You know who else should be on that list? And I think this is a good segue into the next thing to talk about. Bungie should be on that list.
Oh my god.
Because they're making Destiny, and it looks phenomenal.
Yeah, Destiny looks pretty amazing.
They're
And they
not
came
on
out
the
and
list.
announced that.
They aren't on the list.
Because Activision is. Pretty sure. Because Activision.
Oh, okay, Activision.
Yeah. What's crazy about this to me is that they came out and announced, like, not only is Bungie going to be on PS3 and PS4, but it's going to have PlayStation exclusive content, which is a little, like not just PS4 content, but like PlayStation only content from a developer that developed Xbox games for 10 years to come out and say like they're going to have a PlayStation only content. That's a little weird to me. Like that's.
I wonder if that
Downloaded
means.
the app.
I wonder if that means like Vita interactivity or something.
Well,
Who
they
knows?
did show off like a bunch of social features in their vid doc, like with cell phones and stuff. So maybe.
That's true.
Yeah, I have the app. Actually, I should probably like write something up about that. It's pretty cool. They got some cool stuff going on there that you can see the workings of inside the Bungie app.
Interesting.
You sign in like with your either gamer tag or PSN or Facebook or something. So it looks
Or
like
you stream.
no, that's not there. But then, so it looks like it's gonna hook up right in with your game stuff, give you news and all that junk. So it looks cool.
That's gonna be hot.
Here's
And that was.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say that was the end of the conference. We talked about all the stuff now.
Yep.
We're done. It's over.
Well, we have to go back and talk about specs and
Yeah.
the controller.
There's one thing though. I'm still a little confused on. There were 2 games confirmed for both PS3. Well, actually, 3, both confirmed for PS3 and PS4. Am I gonna be able to play Destiny with people on the PS3 if I'm playing the PS4 version? They didn't clarify that. Same with Diablo. Same with Watch Dogs. Like, cause I'm pretty sure
Right.
Watch Dogs got multiplayer. Am I gonna be able to do that?
In Xbox, when there were concurrent generation games, like there was Xbox One and Xbox 360, you couldn't because of the matchmaking system. But Sony doesn't really run on that, so I'm not really sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if they redid their matchmaking system though. You
It
know?
seems like they overhauled the PlayStation Network completely.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
I
there's gonna be,
wouldn't
like,
be surprised if they're not compatible, but as long as there's cross-buy between them, so I can buy the PS3 version, and then when I eventually get my PS4, I can still play it on there, then I'm down. for that.
I'm willing to
That'd be-
bet that the only way you're getting cross-buy between generations is buying it online through PSN.
Yeah, digitally.
Well, yeah,
Well,
of course.
like this console, like the way it works, and with all the features that they showed off, the streaming and all that, and and like streaming your older game, actually made me think like they're gonna have all these PS4 games like available digitally. Like, is this realistically a console where I could never buy a physical copy of anything ever again and get stuff at midnight and stream it and all that? You know?
And I think that's gonna be the case because if they're really gonna be eliminating your need for hard drive space, even though they promise a massive hard drive already. They're eliminating that hard drive constraint by offering you all this digital distribution.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks
Well,
like
the cloud stuff, yeah, should alleviate the strain on your hard drive.
But you'll still be able to play used games, so people will still buy physical copies because you'll be able to trade them in at GameStop.
Yep.
Power to the players.
Oh, vomit.
Anyway. They didn't really talk about backwards compatibility, but you know what, honestly, I'm not going to be that sad if my PS4 doesn't play PS3 games.
Disc-wise, Game Informer says it's not possible.
Great.
I'm sure that'll upset some people, but
Why are you buying a PS4 if you want to play PS3 games? Like, if you have a PS3 and you have PS3 games, you're good.
But what if you didn't have a PS3 and now you want to play all those PS3 games?
well, you can buy them digitally, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. Good
And you
call,
can stream
Sony.
'em.
So, alright, are we going to talk about controller or console specs?
I like that controller.
I like it too.
I guess
I know.
controller's where we're going, Zach.
I don't like the controller.
What?
Why don't you like it?
What? Why?
You could ask Light, man.
That
Is it
light?
because the touchpad's also a button? Is that why?
Yeah, that's kind of dumb too, but the Light is stupid.
Well, the touchpad being a button, that's a good idea, because then you can click on stuff. But the light, I guess I can see how that might be distracting a little bit, but that really cool camera that you love needs it, so...
I don't love the actual camera, I just think it looks way better than the Kinect does.
Yeah.
The thing about the
Yes.
light on top of the controller too is they said it's a way to distinguish players. So it's not like player 1, player 2 anymore. It's like red player, blue player, you know.
Well, it's like, I don't care, stop shining a light off my controller.
I'm sure you can turn it off.
I don't know.
Or put some
Could you
tape
turn it
over
off
it.
with a move? Probably not.
Tape is ugly though. Also, will we be able to use our PS3 controllers with it to play like PS3 games? I'm sure
Probably not.
PS4 games won't be compatible with the PS3 controller because there's gonna be all this weird shit
But
going
that's
on.
true, that'd be nice, because pretty much any PlayStation Network game can obviously still use the DualShock 3. Any current one, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my Nyko Raven, which has the offset joysticks, like the Xbox 360 controller. I would still like to be able to use that.
I don't care about
Especially since
offset
you just
joysticks.
got it.
They're you know what? They're concave now. That's all I care about.
Yes.
And
Really?
they don't
Well-
look like belly buttons like the prototype.
They're not really concave, they're still convex, but with like a lip around the edge.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of what it looks like to me.
I'm looking at it on my second monitor, and
They look
it looks
smaller.
it looks like they're convex in the middle, and then they come out to a lip, like needs to end.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't like the share button. I don't need it. That needs to be on the dashboard.
That could have just been on the PlayStation button, just as easily. Right?
No,
What happened to the select button? Where's that?
Yo, so what's the button above the face buttons? What's the button
Options.
by triangle and square?
Options.
So that's like my start button.
I
Or my
think so.
I don't know,
Like-
I don't recall anyone talking about that.
They mentioned it briefly. It was like an options button, and there's a couple articles about it. Um, but I think the touchpad is supposed to act like the start button.
Right.
Pretty sure.
I don't know, the touchpad just looks weird, maybe because it's just pictures. But it looks like a screen.
It's
I don't
not
think
a
it
screen.
is.
It's just like the back of the Vita.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know, it just looks out of place sitting there. It looks like it's sitting there, and it doesn't look like part of the controller. It looks like something I slapped onto it. I know, I'm hating on it.
You're ridiculous.
Alright,
I
now,
agree.
gonna
It
buy
does look
one.
really weird. I totally agree.
it looks out of place in the pictures. I want to see it in person a little more. D-pad is fine. Always like the D-pad.
The triggers look nice too,
Triggers
and
do
the
look
grip.
nice.
The grip is a lot meatier and grippier.
Yeah.
It's gonna be better.
That's not really an issue for me, having child-size hands.
If you hold them that close to the camera, they look huge.
Yeah. See, they're I mean,
Oh, okay, that's
I can't
really
put
small.
that. Physically can't. Alright, so original Xbox controllers were too big. Like,
Well, yeah,
so
they
that's
were.
why. No, honestly, that's one of the reasons why I had a PS2. My dad was like, "You can't even hold an Xbox controller, so I'll buy you."
Well, when the original
This is your
Xbox
game.
came out, you were like 2, so
No, I. Alright, so but no, it is nice to have a little more grip on the controller, and then the speaker. I don't know. What the hell? What
I
the hell
thought
is
it was a
speaker?
microphone.
Is it both? I thought it was both.
You know what I
both.
thought was interesting? The controller has a headphone jack in it.
I don't think
Yeah,
it's just the headphone
yeah.
jack. I think it's actually gonna be
They
One
said
of the
it's a
combined-
headphone jack.
it's gonna be a combined one. Like they have on a bunch of like the Ultrabooks now and stuff. It's one port, headphone and microphone.
So
So
we'll be able to get
and-
those like headphones with the mic on it. That's weird.
well, yeah, they've been
Like
coming
this
out
one.
with headsets like that for phones and ones with better headphones for laptops that'll use that. So I think you're probably not gonna be hooking your headset up to like your TV unless you really care about that surround sound.
Well, I have a Turtle Beach, so I have to.
Yeah. So I'm also hoping that the PS4 then still allows me to, because I use a USB sound card to use my Turtle Beaches because they're not for PS3.
Mhm.
So I hope I can still do that.
Interesting. Okay, on to specs. Since Zach hates the controller.
But I love the specs.
Tell me about them specs, Zach.
We have a 64-bit processor called the AMD Jaguar. It has 8 cores. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Just like a real Jaguar.
Yeah, I don't know. AMD calls their processors some weird names. The GPU graphics card is also by AMD by ATI, so
Tapping sound.
that's James.
Sorry.
And so it's a Radeon. It's gonna be able to pull 1.84 teraflops.
Really? It's a
That's right.
Radeon?
Yes, it is a
So
Radeon.
they're not doing
because
NVIDIA anymore?
Right, because AMD bought them, so it makes sense to always have all your AMD stuff together. They're always streamlined. I can turn
When did
this
this
off.
happen?
When did what happen?
When did AMD buy NVIDIA?
No, Radeon or ATI.
ATI?
AMD bought ATI, who makes the Radeon.
Oh,
Who-
NVIDIA bought ATI.
No, AMD
Er.
did.
Who the
AMD.
Alright.
Anyway,
So, AMD now produces the Radeon cards, and so it makes sense to streamline all the processes to have same type of brand. They always work together better. But 1.84 teraflops is like 1.84 bajillion graphical operations at once.
Yeah, they had a demo where they showed a million processes going on at once.
Yeah.
That like blew my mind. I was like, a million?
Yeah, that was.
That's fucking crazy.
Oh.
Now, I don't know how developers are actually gonna, make use of this.
Well,
Because-
Mac looks like it's going to be using a lot of that because the main character is made up of like hundreds of
Right.
little particles that individually
Right,
scatter the
particles,
ground.
but why the hell can't they make better hair?
I'm sure they will be able to
Oh,
soon.
the hair looked like shit.
Well, you don't even have hair.
I know I'm balding. Shut up, Josh.
I need a haircut.
And for RAM, we're gonna have 8 gigabytes of GDDR5, so that's gonna be shared between both the processor and the graphics card. That's how all indie stuff is gonna be operating from now into the future. That's what I have in my laptop. So it shares all of your memory between the two. So like you'll be able to go back and forth. Like if your game is requiring more graphics, then your background processes will be put on the back burner. But if you're playing a 2D game, you're gonna be able to do a lot in the background. Simple as that. It's not separated at all. So it's kind of good. You can flip back and forth.
They were talking about how the PlayStation 4 is like gonna be a lot easier for people to develop on. Like they used like more familiar chipsets and stuff that were easier for people to develop on. So does that mean like that? To me, that sounds like the architecture is more open, whereas the PS3 was like really closed. That's why we had all that like Skyrim problems. You know.
Well, the main issue was with the PS3 was the cell processor. You don't have cell processors or anything else. Nothing else uses them. So you're making a cross-platform game where you can make the Xbox 360 and the PC basically at the same time. Very little difference. And most developers start on the PC if they're doing cross-platform. So PC to Xbox 360 is a easy switch, right? You don't have a lot to change. The Wii also uses crappy whatever, but it's still PC architecture kind of. And then you got the PS3. You have to redevelop the entire game for it because of that one processor.
Yeah.
Now,
I've heard that.
yeah. So now you have to, with the PS4, it's actually better, but it's the same brand, it's the same type of stuff I have in my computer. So
Should
it's all
make
gonna be
things
the same.
easier for developers.
Yep.
Yeah, thank God, because one of the guys who worked on Darksiders 2 was talking about how like when you develop on the PS3, like everything has to be managed just right, or else it just crashes. Like the system crashes and shit.
Well, yeah, you didn't have a lot of RAM to work with either.
Yeah.
What else we got? We have the built-in hard disk drive. We don't know how big they are going to be. The
I have a
rumor is
feeling-
there's going to be 2 different ones.
I have a feeling it'll be 250 and 500. That's my gut.
They said massive, so I'm thinking 500 terabyte.
Oh my God, I would love a terabyte. I don't even know. You would
Terabyte
ne-
hard drives
you
are like
would
$80
never
right
have
now,
to
so
You would
I
never
think
have to
it's
delete
possible.
anything.
I think it's a possibility. And then the optical drive reads Blu-rays and DVD movies,
hmm
and the games are in Blu-ray format.
hmm But that doesn't mean
Um,
we're gonna be able to play PS3 discs because
No, it
because of the
does
system
not.
architecture.
It's probably an easy little code in there that they just change and then say, oh, it's a PS4 game. Okay, play it. But the USB ports are USB 3.0. Bigger the number, the faster it gets with USB. Pretty simple. That's the newest standard for USB. Your Ethernet is basic port. Wireless is BG and N networks. Pretty standard. I'm not sure if the PS3 does N networks. The Xbox 360, the new Slims do, and the new adapters for the old Xboxes do. But that just means faster internet. And Bluetooth 2.1. I don't know anything about Bluetooth.
I don't either.
It's all the same. Then for AV, our AV outputs are HDMI, analog, which is weird, and digital optical output for audio. I don't know why we have analog in the PS4. Why? Who's playing in standard definition? Seriously?
Poor people. But if you're poor, I don't know how you're buying a PS4.
Hey,
So.
that's my point.
Steal one.
Says the dog.
Dogs can't talk, Zach.
Looks like it's talking.
He's just looking.
He wants a PS4.
The weird thing they said though, they said it's based on x86 in the conference, which is kind of an ambiguous term. Usually that means 32-bit, which would render the 8 gigs of RAM useless. But technically, 64-bit processors are like a subset of x86. So, want to point out that the 8 gigabytes will be used because it is 64-bit, not a 32-bit, as a lot of people might have thought, which I thought. I had to do some research. But that's all we got. We don't know what the box that all this comes in looks like. Can't wait to find out.
I
Cardboard.
bet it'll look like a black square, and somewhere on it will be a PlayStation logo.
You know, they changed the font, didn't they?
No,
No, it looks the same.
That looks the same to me.
it's a little
I thought-
skinnier. It's just a little skinnier, but it's the same font.
It used to look like Spider-Man, and now it just doesn't.
Man,
Well, they changed that.
fuck the
years ago,
Spider-Man
though.
font.
Oh,
Yeah,
Spider-Man.
the Spider-Man font only lasted, I don't know, the first few years of the PS3.
Yeah, like before like trophies were a thing, when like the
Yeah.
Dark Ages,
Dude,
when
I
it was
can't
like
believe
$600. That's when they had the fucking
didn't
Spider-Man
even
font.
know there weren't trophies like that.
You didn't know that? They added that in later.
Well, yeah, originally I didn't know there were not trophies. I was like, oh, they gotta have something like that on PS3.
Nope. Well, a lot of the games had them built in. Like Uncharted 1 had its own like in-game achievement system, and then like as you earned them, you earned like in-game money and you bought like new costumes and stuff. So when the trophies came out, it was really easy for Naughty Dog to put the trophies in because they said, "Oh, we'll just attach them to these medals."
Right.
You know, and I mean, some games never got trophies, but some did. Like the really popular ones did. But yeah, there's
And then
still a lot of
eventually-
games out there that don't.
Metal Gear Solid only got trophies, what, like 3 or
A
4
year
months
ago?
ago?
Yeah,
Not
like
even a year ago. It was pretty recently, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Nuts.
Game's not that great anyway.
It was
That's
pretty
okay.
good. Yeah. War is
3
changed.
is the best. 3
Well-
is the best.
That's pretty much it for the PS4.
That's about it.
I think so.
What?
I said I think so, and Zach said he's tired.
Yeah. No confirmed release date or price
Well,
or what it looks like. So
They gave a
we still
release
have
window.
a lot to know.
Yeah, we have a window.
holiday 2013. That makes me happy. All right, we're gonna close this out. Thank you for watching VGU.TV Hangout. This has been our first episode. We'll try to do more of these because they're actually kind of fun.
They're fun.
We can
We
Yeah,
are
see
some
each other
charismatic
talk.
guys.
Huh?
Yeah.
I said we're charismatic guys, okay?
I guess.
We're like good looking guys with good voices. Whatever. Just finish it up.
Okay. Remember to come to VGU.TV. Remember to follow us on Twitter. Find us on Google+. Find us on Facebook. Find us on YouTube. On YouTube, we're VGU TV official. I think everything else we're just VGU TV.
Yep.
Subscribe to us on YouTube. Also, come to the site, be a part of our forum, comment on our articles. You can talk to us. I respond to everybody. I don't know how everybody else does it, but whatever. And yeah, spread the word. We'll see you guys later.
Word is the word.